The tragic events in Charlottesville yesterday challenge us as a nation and cause us to ask, why is there so much tension and turmoil and even tragedy? I've heard from so many of you in the last 24 hours and listened to even more since our community began a conversation about our Confederate statues in 2015. I appreciate the many often passionate viewpoints that you've expressed, and my decision to relocate the statues was made only after weighing and considering what you've had to say. I routinely say that our city is a welcoming and caring and giving community. These are our shared core values, at the foundation of all things that are good about our city. Another core value we share is an appreciation for our history. It's a long history, stretching back to 1775, 242 years ago. Yes, we like knowing where we came from, but we also need to know that our history is accurate and truthful. I grew up in a family like many of you where Civil War stories were passed down from generation to generation. In Kentucky, brother often fought against brother, and that's the way it was in my own family. 3 of my great-great-uncles fought at the Battle of Shiloh in Mississippi, 2 on the side of the Union and 1 for the Confederacy. When we were children, my parents took us to visit the battle site. All of that's to say that nothing about a decision like this is casual for me or for any of us. The Civil War was a dark and tragic time in our nation's history, and yes, we need to remember it and not erase it, but we also need to explain it accurately and truthfully. The statues that stand on our old courthouse lawn today also stand on sacred ground, the Cheapside auction block. Before the Civil War, Cheapside was one of the largest slave auction sites in the South. Historians say from the 1820s until the Civil War, Lexington was one of America's largest slave markets. So let's think about it. It's just not right that we would continue to honor these Confederate men who fought to preserve slavery on the same ground as men, women, and even children were once sold into a life of slavery. Relocating these statues and explaining them is the right thing to do. And that's why I've recommended to our City Council that they be placed along our Veterans Park or Memorial Walk, together with 2 monuments to the Union effort. In that setting, we can tell the story accurately and share a truthful history. It's time to focus on the value of common sense and respectful solutions. It's true that hiding our history won't allow future generations to learn and avoid the same mistakes. But keeping monuments to those who fought to preserve slavery on this hallowed ground is simply not right. So to all of you out there, it's time to stand up for what's right. Let's remember what our country is all about: liberty, freedom, and justice for all. And that means for everyone.